Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about tips on how to save efficiently as a young adult. Now when I say as a young adult, I simply mean as one who just graduated from school and probably doing their first job. You have like so much money coming in, and at this stage of our lives, like once you have a lot of money coming in, you literally just feel like you're on top of the world. You have everything because you're not paying house rent, you're not buying, it's not like you're paying mortgage or anything. You're not paying house rent, you're living with your family members, you're not buying food. Even if you're buying food, like when you go out, snacks, it's not like major daily everyday food, no. So this video is for you. Now stick with me and go nowhere. So I can learn. Number one tip on how to save efficiently is called budgeting. Yes. So first of all, you have to know how much money comes into your account on a monthly basis. Let's take for instance that you earn 50,000 naira monthly. You have to budget your savings first. You have to budget your savings money. Like no matter how much little you earn, you can still save and survive. You have to budget your savings first. You have to budget your toiletries. You have to budget your tithes. You have to budget those things that really matter to you in order of priority, and then you begin to cut down on those things that you feel like, oh, it's too extra, I can actually do without it. So yes, so number one tip is to budget. Now when you budget, you have to budget in order of priority, like I earlier mentioned. Now when I say in order of priority, you have to know those things that really matter to you, that you really have to sort out. You don't just move by impulse because okay, the money is there. I remember my friend said, let's go to one place, you keep the money. No, that's not how it works. So in order of priority, you budget, and if you still have something left, then you can now keep for your luxury purposes. Now remember, if you're saving, it doesn't mean that you have to deprive yourself of the good things of life. I mean, everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants to glow, everybody wants to flex. You cannot be working and not flex. I mean, why in this life in the first place? You have to enjoy it. So my number two tip on how to save is to be consistent. You have to be consistent because most times savings can be very difficult. Like removing a particular amount of money can be very difficult because as you're seeing it, it's like that's when you used to remember all the things that you've been saying. I will do. Oh, I'm owing this person, I'm owing this person, I'm owing that person. No, you have to remove your savings first. Then, like I mentioned earlier, know the things that you have to do in order of priority, then you start sorting them out. So most times these things may seem really difficult, which I would advise everybody to have like a book or a notepad or a journal. All of it is still a book. So you have to have like a notepad where you write out, or even on your mobile phones you can do that, or you can create a saving sheet on Canva where you have to create like a list of the things you want to do in the month and how you want to channel your money and save your money. That would really go a long way because it would help you remember that okay, this thing I've not sorted it out. It would help you not spend impulsively. So my number three tip on how to save is to get mobile saving app, because I actually advise mobile saving apps because when you keep the money yourself, there's always this temptation to go back and say, okay, let me borrow, I'll return it back. Now mind you, when you're borrowing money, how sure are you that you're going to have that same amount of money come back in before the end of the month for you to replace it? If you don't have another source of income minus the job you're doing, it's going to be really difficult because by the end of that month, another salary will come in, and they remember the other things that you haven't done, and they remember the ones that you're owing. So you also have to like be really careful and just get a mobile savings app. There is cowrywise, there's piggyvest. I for one, I use piggyvest, and sometimes Jesus, I will not lie guys, like it's really hard. I'm going to tell you a little story before we continue. So there was a period where I like really needed to get, because aside my normal 9 to 5 job, I'm a makeup artist, so I really needed to get makeup products for a job. I had to go for a bridal job, and I realized that like I stopped buying makeup products for a while because I wasn't getting jobs that period. So all of a sudden this bridal job came, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm running out of products, and I have to stock up back for that job. And then I checked I checked my account, and I realized that I only had money that I had budgeted for transportation for that month, and also to get like lunch breaks during working hours. So I had to pinch myself and I had to go to my savings to remove that amount of money to get like, I'm not even going to say it because I'm going to be really sad. So I had to go to my savings to remove a particular amount of money to stock up back my products. But for some reason, the bride suddenly called me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we got another makeup artist." God, I wanted to die. Not die literally, but I was so upset. I was so angry. And then after a while, I'm like, "Yo, baby girl, don't worry. It's not a waste. It's makeup products. You're going to get other jobs. So it's investment for me." That was like the only way I had to console myself. So yes, besides, I forgot to also mention that once you remove money from your piggy vest when you're not supposed to, like when it's on your withdrawal date, you get to be billed a certain amount of money. That's like a certain percentage of money from the ones you've withdrawn because you broke your savings challenge or habit, so to say. Like, piggyvest just helps you to be consistent. Number one, it helps you to stay true to yourself and your saving habits, and anytime you don't, you're going to pay for it. So now imagine I'm withdrawing 40,000 naira. So think about how much I'm paying back. 10% interest of 40,000 naira. Oh no, sorry, 5% interest of 40,000 naira, because I'm breaking my savings habit. Oh Jesus, it was so painful. Okay, so I think I mentioned number 2. Yeah, so number 3 saving tip: if you do not have a smartphone where you can do the mobile savings, it's for you to go ahead and have like a savings group. Now when you're having a saving group, you have to be very sure of the people you're saving with, because most times you just hear that this person said that they don't have money now, they'll have money later, and then you that you're supposed to collect money for that particular month, when the person doesn't have money, you now start stalling. You'll pay you. So please, you have to be genuine. I don't know what to play on my earrings. So please, you have to be very sure about the people you're saving with, because you know that you don't have easy access to that money, so you don't easily go there like every time when you feel like, oh okay, I need to do something now but I don't have the money, let me borrow from my savings. You can't just go there and borrow. You have to wait till it's your turn to get that amount of money you need. So my number 4 saving tip is, okay, this one, I don't know if every other person does this, but this is like my not guilty pleasure. So this is like one thing I'm very guilty of. I know I have like some bad habits that I've been trying to curb, and somehow it can be very difficult to like stop it, because you don't even know when you do them impulsively. Like, you don't know when you just do them, it just happens and you're like, oh my god, I just did this thing and I'm really trying to stop. So what I always do, which you can try, may work for you too, what I always do is to have like I have like a very small purse where I used to put in any amount of money, actually any amount of money. Sometimes, like, should I say, it's more like me judging myself, so to say. So what I do is pay in a certain amount of money as my punishment fee. So if I do anything and I like, because when I do things, I used to sit down and think about it. I'm like, okay, is this thing you just did, is it right? Like, is it morally right? Because I don't know I don't know if this works for everybody though, but because like I have a set standard for myself. Most times my family members complain about me talking too loud, or they complain about me being rude sometimes, or something they just complain about. So like when I get so much of those complaints, I'm like, okay, are you really doing this? How does it happen? Do you get? I try to now start being conscious of the things I do, not in a very stupid manner though, but just so that I would help my self grow and become better. So when I realize I do those things unconsciously, I then pay a punishment fee into that purse for doing those things I did. Now imagine when I budgeted money that, oh, today I'm going to spoil myself, I'm going to buy myself shawarma, I'm going to take myself to the movies, or I'm just, probably just going to go to the salon and get my nails done, like all these petty things. And then when I do those things that I initially said I want to stop doing, and I'm like, oh my god, I've done it again. I have to go and remove money from my pampering budget to pay as a punishment fee. And now when I do that, when I put that money in my purse as a punishment fee, I just randomly either give it out to beggars or give it to somebody that is like in serious need, because you know, it's not every time somebody calls you and say, oh please can you help me with this, that you usually really have the money. So when I find myself in that situation, I take money from that place I call punishment fee to help the person. So yes, and now when I do those things most time, it pains me, because I'm like, I should have used this money to make my nails or treat myself, but see now, because of my bad habits, I have to use to do something else for somebody. So yes, that's another way I try to save, and you can also try it and let me know if it works for you. So my final tip on how to save efficiently is to love yourself. Now, because you say you should save does not mean that you should deprive yourself of the lovely things of life. I mean, what are you working for if you cannot give yourself good treatment? Okay, so because you are saving doesn't mean that you should not get yourself nice dresses, nice shoes, get your hair nicely done, or take yourself to the spa, or any of those things. Budget for it, and when you budget for those things, you get what you want. Now, all of this boils down to budgeting. If you know that you can't exactly budget because you feel like you have impromptu issues, remember I made mention of saying I pay punishment fee. All those impromptu issues, your punishment fee can suffice for them. So, but aside that, love yourself, give yourself nice treats, but make sure you have to budget for it, because if you don't budget for it and you see those things you like and the money is not there, you can't get it. So you have to budget for it. Budget for that December trip, budget for that hangout with your friends, budget for absolutely anything, those things that you love doing, those things that makes you happy as a human being. You have to budget for it. So that's being said, whatever you have to do in order to save efficiently, whatever you have to do to have extra money by the end of the year, all boils down to budget. So with these 3 points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you or not confuse you that it's good to save, and in order for you to save, you have to budget. So budget is very important. Thank you guys. So don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel, and click on the notification bell so you get notified each time I have a new video up on the channel. All right, thank you.